Hello, I'm Trae Zipperer with By Memorial Day, where we've made it our mission to clean every veteran headstone by Memorial Day. This video will help you put together your headstone cleaning kit so you can honor a veteran of our past with a headstone not covered in black algae, lichens, and filth. This is the headstone, the white marble headstone, should be beautiful, white, pristine, of Lance Corporal Albert Brigham, killed in action in Vietnam in 1966. He was a Lance Corporal with the 1st Marine Division. What I could read online about him was they were in a firefight. He was ordered to cross a river. He was apparently shot as he was crossing the river, drowned, his body swept away, never recovered. That's why the front of the headstone is kind of hard to read, I'm sure, but it says in memory of. So this is a memorial marker for an American man killed in action in combat, body never recovered. This just isn't acceptable. I hope that you agree. And if you would like to do something about the condition of our veteran headstones in America, you're going to need a cleaning kit. So let's talk about what you need. Number one, safety. Not a whole lot of danger in cleaning a veteran headstone, so we have safety glasses. You'll need about 2 gallons of water to clean a headstone. You'll need a spray bottle for clean water as you're rinsing the stone during the process. This is the secret weapon for cleaning headstones. It's known as D2 biological solution. This is something you're not going to find in retail stores. Very well known in the historic preservation world. This is a product that was designed with an active ingredient known as a Quaternary ammonium compound. Quaternary ammonium compound will kill all of this biological growth without harming the natural stone. We never use bleach. We never use pressure washers. We never use any mechanical tools of any kind, and never ever use a brush with metal bristles. A lot of grime's gonna come off of this stone, so you're gonna want a pair of rubber gloves to wear. These are ones that I found at a local farm and ranch supply. The brush is very important. These are natural bristle brushes made from Tampico bristles, which are sourced from the agave plant. This brand happens to be the Magnolia Brush Company, model number 179T. I like it a lot. I've done a video about this brush. Get one of these brushes. You can buy your D2 and your Magnolia brushes from a website called gravestonecleaner.com. Owner's name there is Rusty, so they'll take good care of you getting these brushes to you. This is another Magnolia brush, model 161. Also Tampico bristles, just a different shape, different feel in your hand. Maybe one will fit better in your hand than another. This is a boar's hair brush, like a giant toothbrush, but natural fibers, boar's hair. This brand is Tail Tamer. This is a brush made of nylon bristles. Very difficult to find, so if you can find a brush with soft nylon bristles, that is approved by the National Cemetery Administration on how to clean these headstones. This was the only one I could find, and it's been discontinued. I think you'll have a lot better luck finding these Tampico bristle brushes. Toothbrushes. These are for cleaning inside the etchings. When you clean this stone, most of this grime's going to come off of here, but inside the etchings are going to be thick deposits of biological growth. So just your standard toothbrush will get those out. We have these paint stir sticks, wooden paint stir sticks. We're going to use this to scrape off the thicker biological growth that won't come off easily with these Tampico bristles. Most of the time it comes off, but every now and then you'll want to have something as a scraper. No plastic, no metal, wood. So these I've found do a great job. These wooden stir sticks for paint. Before you get to clean a headstone, in this case the headstone is well manicured around the stone, but sometimes you'll find these headstones covered in vines, covered in landscape bushes. It's pretty sad when you can't even see the stone, let alone to be dirty like this. So in the back row here we have items that you can use to work around the landscaping. So these are like $1 or $2. Find them at your local hardware store. Pretty much any store carries these work gloves. This is a bench broom We called them foxtails in the Navy, but this is something where if you have some sand that is splattered up around the stone, you wipe that off before you start the cleaning process. This hand trowel is made of metal. We don't want to use metal around stones, but in some cases, the stones, if they're a flat marker, they'll be covered with sod, so you have to do some work around the edges. Just be very careful not to scratch the stone as you're removing sod and debris from on top and around the edge of the stone. These are just landscape shears. You're going to find some vines and some little twigs and trees growing. These work great for that. If they're larger, you're going to want to grab a pair of loppers. These loppers will take down a pretty significant tree, and trust me, you're going to find some veteran headstones that have some large growth around them. And sometimes you'll find that there's grass growing pretty high and weeds, so just a pair of hedge trimmers will manicure the ground around the headstone. A pair of scissors, and if you just have a few weeds and grass blades around the edge, you can trim with this and instead of trying to use a hedge trimmer. This is a 1-gallon spray bottle. Some people like to use this when they're cleaning the stones. It works for some people. I have one, but I tend to use my squirt bottle, squirt it by hand. I kind of like the feel and the look of the material coming down. It's gratifying to see that happen in slow motion, so I kind of take my time with this. This is a tote. I get these at Walmart for about $10, $11. I put all this gear in there minus the larger landscape items, which aren't necessary on all veteran headstones. And then we get to the American flag. I make PVC flag holders out of 1/2-inch PVC pipe, schedule 40, cut in 15-inch lengths. I'll take this, and we want to put that on the stone's right. It would be on the left as you're looking at the stone, as close to the stone as you can get it. Sometimes there's concrete around the stone, you have to move out a little bit, but the closer you can get it, it makes it easier on the landscape crew to have to work around it, and less likely having grass and weeds growing between the flag holder and the stone. Rubber mallet, these are about $2 or $3 at your Walmarts of the world. Drive that down into the ground till there's about 5 or 6 inches left standing. You want to get it down in the ground far enough to where it doesn't fall over or get hit by a weed eater. This is what protects the flag from the weed eater, so you want to make sure this doesn't get flung out by the weed eater either. So drive it in deep enough. And then we get to the flag. We have zip ties. So I'll take a zip tie, and I take the American flag. This is a grave flag. It's 8 inches by 12 inches. That's the standard size grave flag for veteran graves. That's what they use at the National Cemetery Administration, national cemeteries. I take this zip tie, I put it around the bottom of this wooden stick, make it tight there. I use my scissors, trim it off with about a 1-inch tag line, and that way when I put that flag in the top of that PVC pipe, it's going to stand up nice and proud. If you don't, it's going to slide down to the ground, and then the wooden stick is going to slowly sink down into the ground inside of the PVC pipe and start touching the ground, which we don't want. So that's the cleaning kit that you need, all these materials to get your veteran headstone cleaning kit prepared so that you can reach out to your local cemetery leaders and get permission to get the grime and filth off of our American hero headstones. This is not right. I hope you agree with that. We have a precedent at all of our national cemeteries of what these stones are supposed to look like. They're supposed to be beautiful, clean, all times, every day, in perpetuity, forever. This is not acceptable. If you're the family member of this young man who gave his life for our country, apologize for what we've allowed to have happen to his stone, but now's the time for us to become aware of what's going on with our veteran headstones. It's no longer a secret. The word's out. So let's join forces, each of us in our local community cemeteries, to reach out to these veteran headstones, get them cleaned properly, and then every year by Memorial Day, visit bymemorialday.com to learn how. But every year by Memorial Day, we want to make sure these stones are clean. It's a 1-year spring cleaning to make sure they're in good shape. Make sure there's an American flag flying by them. You'll find a link at bymemorialday.com to the protocol issued by the National Cemetery Administration on exactly how to properly clean these stones that remain federal property. Key point, these are not private property. These are federal property stones. So if you have a rule in your local cemetery that only family members can clean headstones because they're private property, that's not accurate. That is incorrect. These are federal property, which is a special case. These are special stones marking hallowed ground, especially for a man killed in action, which you're going to find some of those in your local cemetery. These stones need to be clean. This is not acceptable. Let's make a difference in America. Let's gain our patriotism back. I'm Trae Zipperer with By Memorial Day. Hope this video is helpful for you putting together your veteran headstone cleaning kit.